If you guys have been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I love metal zones. That's not a joke. But more accurately, I like modifying metal zones. So I figured, what can I do? What can I do differently? Because I have done a video on this before, and I came up with some new things. With my intended goal of basically having an entire board full of metal zones. So let's have some fun. Here I have a regular stock MT2 metal zone, and here I have a special Overdrive mod that I do for fun on the weekends. So normally I have been doing a lot of videos, and I thought, you know what? I want to mod some stuff just for fun. So I took on a couple of people who asked me to modify the pedals, and here's what we got. I got an Overdrive mod. I've got an EQ mod, better than the last one I showed you a year or two ago. A rat mod, so I basically turn it into a rat with the EQ, and then a fuzz mod. Here's my Overdrive mod though. First, the metal zone, the stock metal zone, knob straight up. Here we go. We all know and love that sound. But I can't use that for the gigs I do. So I wanted something that started out fairly transparent-ish, for lack of a better word. And of course, we can add some mids back into that if we want to. Let's back that gain down just a little bit. So I got my overdrive, cool, right? Now, let's throw a rat into the mix. So basically, what I've done is on all these pedals, I completely, totally changed like the wiring and everything. So jumper wires and parts going here and parts going there, and basically changing it into an entirely different pedal, but still utilizing the ultra powerful semi-parametric EQ of the Boss metal zone. And on each one, pretty much each one, maybe not the EQ, but I know on the Overdrive, there's also a little trim pot inside. You can dial in more presence if you want, so depending on what amp you're using, it's fine. So let's run the rat mod. Okay, and now I have the metal zone that's modded like a rat. So basically what I've done, like I said, I just changed the parts, moved it around, so the wiring pretty much is a rat with the additional benefit of the EQ for the metal zone. Keep in mind, I did not swap the op amps because I couldn't find the right op amp for the metal zone. It's inline, and it's just, anyways, it's not exactly, still pretty close though. It also has a little bit more gain to it. I think the original versions of the rat had 150K pot, I believe, according to RG King. This one is not an original, it's not an OG, so it's only got the 100K pot. Anyways, on the modified metal zone, I made it so it had a 150K. So here we go. Let's first start by playing the rat. Oh, actually, for that, I should note to you that inside is a trim pot in this particular pedal, in the rat mod, that is the same thing as the filter control on the rat. So I have it set just to where it sounded decent to my ears, and of course the bass and treble on the regular metal zone still functions, so we can still control it with that. Here we go. And then while I got the rat on the board, let's throw the EQ pedal on here. All right, the EQ mod for the metal zone. Makes it totally clean. You can boost the volume. Right now I have it set to unity-ish. All right, and let's add the rat into it. I always love kind of juicing up a rat with a little bit of 700 hertz. I think it sounds fat. All right, on to the next one. This is a Fuzz mod, the Boss Metal Zone Fuzz mod. So you should know before I start playing anything, I took the circuitry inside the metal zone, changed everything around to make it fuzz rather than distort. So it's not like I'm putting in a fuzz face or anything. If I had to compare it closer to anything, it'd be more kind of big muff-ish, even though it's not using transistors and stuff like that. So using the opamps to overdrive, similar to what you would have in like the big muff. So anyways, here we go. Just for comparison's sake, there's a big muff that I had laying around. So let's hit that first just for a comparison. All right, and the metal zone Fuzz mod. Now you notice I have the gain up half. That's because it has a gigantic amount of gain to it. So, of course, with any gain, you increase noise. So if you turn it up all the way, it's going to be a little bit noisier. It's also going to have a crap ton of gain. So here we go. And of course, we can add more mids into it because we like mids in our fuzz. So there you go, some fuzz mods, a fuzz mod for the metal zone. But nothing would be complete without making a delay, right? So, yes, let's try it. All right, so no pedal board is complete without a delay, right? So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna modify a metal zone to be a delay. So, without it, But let's make sure all the knobs are up to about noonish or so there. And let's turn this guy on. But I might want to slow my delay down just a bit. So let me turn some knobs here. We're going to slow this delay down just a little bit here. And I also, you know what, I might want to control the feedback a little bit. So let's take some of that feedback out of it. And let's set the time up just a little bit more. Okay, here we go. A little more feedback out of it. Okay. Cool, right? Let's turn that back up a little bit, about right there. And you got to have a reverb, right? You got to have a reverb on it. So, yes, a reverb control as well. Let's add a little bit more right there. Not a whole lot of reverb in this. I just couldn't fit all the right circuitry to make it happen, but I did get some. So here we go. Now let's turn that delay up just a little bit, or at least the time, and we're going to take the feedback up just a little bit, and let's see what we got. Cool, huh? I dig it. So that's a pedal board full of pedals we can use. Pretty cool, huh? And you know what? I lied to you guys. All right. Okay. You caught me. Yes. I tricked you. I'm sorry about that, but I couldn't help myself. That was kind of had fun doing it. I thought it would be cool to put a delay inside of a metal zone. Be fun. Not really the room to do that, really, but I guess it could be done by somebody somewhere. Maybe take all the guts out, put all new guts in. That may work. Anyways, I digress. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Now, like I said, on these mods, please don't send me gigantic amounts of email asking if I will modify your pedal, because I'm really just, it's like me and my son on Saturdays, sometimes on Fridays, not usually though. Mostly Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. Basically just whenever we get together, we're going to hang out, we'll modify some pedals together. And so I'm just doing a handful here and there. If you want to ask me about it, I guess you can. Hit up, let's see, probably the best email, hit up podcast@wamplerpedals.com. That way I can kind of separate everything out. And no guarantees. Like if you email me right now, you're probably going to be waiting about a month and a half. So, and it's not going to be cheap because I basically rewire the whole thing. But if you're interested, I might contemplate doing one for you. But if you're a DIY type of guy, it's not that hard to figure out, guys. Basically just rewiring everything before the EQ into whatever circuit you want it. So if you want to make a tube screamer, you rewire the whole thing to make the circuit a tube screamer. It's really that simple. So hope you enjoyed this. See you in a couple more days with the new video. Later.